When you look at the periodic table, lithium seems so simple, right? It's just number 3, a light little metal. But in the world of medicine, oh, it's an absolute giant. This is the incredible story of a complete chance discovery that ended up becoming one of psychiatry's most powerful and, frankly, most dangerous tools. So, let's get into it.
Think about that for a second. Today, we have these incredibly sophisticated drugs designed in labs to target specific molecules. But one of our most important mood stabilizers, it was found completely by accident. The question is, how on earth did we go from some unsuspecting guinea pigs in a lab to a treatment that saves lives?
So, our story kicks off not in some high-tech pharma lab, but with a lone Australian psychiatrist back in the 1940s. And the best part? His big discovery started with a hunch that was, well, completely wrong.
Right, so in the 1940s, this psychiatrist, John Cade, he has this theory. He thinks that mania is caused by some kind of toxin building up in the body, which then gets passed out through urine. So to test this, what does he do? He starts injecting urine from his patients into guinea pigs. His goal at that moment was just to study uric acid, a pretty minor step that, as it turns out, would change the course of psychiatry forever.
And this is the light bulb moment. To study the uric acid, he needed to dissolve it. And he just happened to pick a lithium salt, lithium urate, because it dissolved really well. But when he injected this mixture, something wild happened. The guinea pigs became incredibly calm, almost totally chilled out. He realized pretty quickly, wait a minute, it's not the uric acid, it's the lithium. The very thing he was using as a vehicle, that was the active ingredient. The carrier was the cure.
So that accidental discovery with the guinea pigs, it was no fluke. It was the beginning of lithium becoming the absolute gold standard for treating bipolar disorder, and what's amazing is, it still is today. You really can't overstate how huge this was. Before lithium, there was nothing. Not really. This was the first true mood stabilizer. It was the first medicine that could not just treat a manic episode, but actually prevent future ones. For psychiatry, this was a total game changer.
So what does this workhorse actually do? Well, it's fantastic at bringing down the intense high of an acute manic episode. But its real superpower is in the long game, preventing those devastating cycles of mania and depression from ever coming back. On top of that, it can also help treat the depressive side of the illness and even give a boost to antidepressants when they aren't working well enough on their own.
And here's what truly sets it apart. This is so important. Beyond just leveling out moods, lithium has this unique, powerful, and proven anti-suicidal effect. It's one of the only psychiatric drugs that can consistently claim this, and for that reason alone, it is an irreplaceable, life-saving medication for so many people. Okay, but here's the crazy part. We've been using this drug for over 70 years, and we're still not 100% sure how this simple little element works its magic inside the human brain. It's a real puzzle.
Most modern drugs are like a specific key cut for a specific lock. They hit one receptor, one enzyme, and that's it. Lithium, it's not like that at all. It's more like a Swiss Army knife. It doesn't do just one thing. It gets in there and tinkers with a whole bunch of different complex systems all at once.
One of the big classic theories is something called the inositol depletion hypothesis. Just think of inositol as a messenger molecule that helps signals fire inside a brain cell. Now, in a state of mania, those signals are firing like crazy. They're way too loud. What lithium seems to do is get in there and interfere with that messenger, essentially just turning down the volume on those overactive brain circuits. And then there's another major theory that focuses on an enzyme called GSK3. By blocking this enzyme, lithium seems to have this incredible neuroprotective effect. It helps keep neurons healthy, makes them more resilient, and even encourages them to grow and form stronger connections. This could be why it's so good at stabilizing mood over the long haul. Okay, so we've talked about all the good stuff, but this is where we have to talk about the other side of that double-edged sword. Because using lithium means walking an incredibly fine line, a true razor's edge between being therapeutic and being toxic. This is what we call a narrow therapeutic index. And all that means is that the dose that helps you is shockingly close to the dose that can seriously harm you or even kill you. There is almost no room for error. And when we say thin, we mean it. Look at these numbers. The sweet spot for it to work is this tiny little window. But if the level in your blood creeps up just a little bit to 1.5 or higher, you're in the danger zone. This isn't a suggestion, it's a hard and fast rule that demands constant attention. Because of that razor-thin margin, using lithium safely is a very strict process. Before a patient even swallows a single pill, doctors have to run baseline tests on their kidneys, their thyroid, their heart. Then you start with a low dose and slowly, carefully, you work your way up. And the most critical part? You have to get your blood tested regularly, every few months for the rest of your life to make absolutely sure that level is staying right in that safe zone.
And it is absolutely vital to know the difference between a normal side effect and a sign of actual poisoning. Okay, a fine tremor in your hands, feeling thirsty, that's pretty common and you can manage it. But if that tremor becomes coarse and shaky, if you're hit with severe nausea, if your speech starts to slur, that is a medical emergency. You need to get help immediately. Knowing that difference can literally save a life.
So you have to wonder, right? With all these risks, with the constant blood tests, the walking on a razor's edge, why? Why is lithium still the gold standard after all these decades? Why hasn't something better and safer come along to replace it? The answer is simple. Because for what it does best, absolutely nothing else has been able to match it. Sure, newer drugs have come along, many with fewer side effects, but none of them have been able to consistently deliver that powerful anti-suicide effect, or its incredible track record for preventing relapses over a person's lifetime. For many, it is, quite simply, irreplaceable.
The story of lithium really is a profound lesson, isn't it? It shows us that sometimes the most powerful tools we have in medicine aren't the newest or the most complex. They're the ones we've learned to handle with the greatest respect, with precision, and with a deep understanding of both their power to heal and their potential to do harm.
So in the end, lithium is more than just a medication. It's a symbol. It represents that delicate balance between profound benefit and serious risk that really defines so much of what we do in medicine. Its incredible journey, from a random observation in guinea pigs to a life-saving therapy, really makes you wonder, what other secrets are out there just waiting to be discovered in the most unexpected places?